So it's been quite a while now since I published the last video of like track feedback. I think it's been actually like a month since I recorded the last episode, and there's a reason for it. So I've been getting already so many demos that I kind of couldn't really make the next episode, because if I would have uploaded the next episode, I would have gotten like way too many new demos. And the problem is that I want to check pretty much all of your demos, because I don't want to like pick 5 out of like 50 demos or something like that, because that's kind of unfair. And you know, I just want to check all of your demos. And so I've been thinking of a solution, like how can I check all of your demos? And I thought, since I've recently also reached 1,000 subscribers, which I'm, by the way, really thankful for. Your support really means everything to me. Like, I would have never expected to be like at 1K subscribers right now. And basically, without you, all this wouldn't happen now. So that's why I'm really thankful for you, for all your support and for interacting with me, with my content. Yeah, so I've been thinking of like a solution for this demo problem. And I thought, you know, why not do a 1K special in which I listen to all of your demos? And that's what I will be doing today. So this might be a very long video, and I've also already got myself like a bottle of water. So yeah, I will also not be able to go like into full detail on like every demo, because otherwise the video will be like really 3 hours long. And yeah, but let's check out the first demo actually, and it's by Knifesh Arthur, I think it's pronounced, and the track is called Spice It Up. Okay, I feel like the melody is okay, but in the breaks I would definitely add something to it, like a vocal or just like a main element to make the breaks more interesting. And overall, I would also like increase the volume, because I literally had to crank up my interface to actually be able to listen to the track at proper volume. And yeah, in the drop, I would also kind of check your bounce again. I feel like it's too bouncy, so I would try to like make it more on the grid, everything like the notes, etc. And overall also the balancing needs a lot of work, so definitely try to pay a bit more attention to this. But yeah, let's check out the next one. So this one is by Mr. Music featuring Forever. Actually, I haven't got too much to say about this one. I really like the melody. It has like a kind of nostalgic vibe to it, which I really like, I personally. And in the break, it's cool that you have a vocal, so that's already a plus point. Overall, I think it could use some more like stereo widening. I feel like it's mixed pretty centered, so it's pretty mono-ish. So I'll try to kind of play some more stuff to the sides to, you know, make the track a bit wider. And also in the drop, I felt like it was clashing a bit too much with the kick drum, so it was like a little muddy, I think. So I would definitely try to kind of like make the kick drum a bit like stand out from the rest. And also I feel like I'm missing a bit of sub in the bass line, but that's pretty much it that I have to say for this one. So let's check out the next one. This one is by Expo Rushed Bass. Yeah, I think the idea is definitely great. Kind of reminds me of some like of the Brooks stuff. But I feel like this one lacks a bit energy in the drop, so it's a bit too boring for my taste of like my personal preference. So try to make it a bit more energetic in the drop. And also I feel like the mixing is a little bit flat, if that makes sense. Like it's just not that exciting. So try to reference your track to some of Brooks' tracks and yeah, just try to improve the mixing a bit. Like overall, it's pretty flat. I would try to kind of maybe make the mids pop out a little more to just kind of make the sound more rich. Yeah, but the idea is really cool. This one is by Samuel Carney called Forever. Wow, great track, man. I really like this vibe. It's pretty cool. Also kind of similar to my style. Only thing I have to say is try to get a vocal for the break. That's it. Next one is by Lizard, Close to You.
Alright, but you know what I am tonight. I'll be flicking through pictures of yesterday. Alright, keep me close to you. Stars align.
Melody is also great in this one. One problem in the breakdown with the vocals, they're not in the right key, so try to pitch them to the right key of your track. And also I feel like the timing isn't right either, so also kind of try to check that again. Yeah, in the drop, melody was really great. Also, I like the leads, like the sound design. But I feel like kind of the EQing isn't really right yet. It sounds a bit thin, so I would also try to make it a bit thicker to give it more power. But that's it with this one. Next one is by Fabio called Beautiful. That's pretty solid, man. I really like this one. Also like more future bouncy kind of Brooks style, which I also really like. In the drop, I felt like maybe the chords could use some more lower mids or yeah, like some more higher bass maybe to kind of make them also sound a little thicker. And also I felt like with the leads, maybe you could try to add like some more layers to it to kind of make the sound a bit more interesting. But it's not bad, it's cool, but I think it could be even better. And also what I'm really missing is a better clap on like every second kick drum. I feel like if you would try to find like a better one to add on every second kick drum, it would make the drop really even better. Like it's just missing that nice clap, I don't know. So definitely try to add this, and yeah, but it's a really cool track already. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. This one is by Joshua Laser called Wrist. Also cool bouncy style. Also like this one, it's a bit more like minimalist from like the amount of sounds, I would say, which is like not a bad thing at all. Yeah, I feel like with this one, the mixing also needs a lot of work. I think overall definitely needs some more volume on the master. So, you know, try to raise the volume overall a bit. But yeah, besides that, I also think the clap is too loud, the kick drum was too quiet, and also that pluck or lead sound which you have in your drop was a little too loud, so it was like a bit too mid-heavy, I would say. So try to fix these points and then you have a pretty cool track right there. Next one is by Stancy Nyontan, not sure if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Yeah, this is also a pretty cool melody right here, also progressive house again, which I really like. I feel like in the second break the shaker was too loud, so I would definitely reduce the shaker in the break. And yeah, to have the drop hit harder a bit. And in the drop I felt like there was like one chord, or I don't know, the bass line maybe, yeah, I think it was the chords, like not the chords in general, but there was like one chord which sounded off key, so I would definitely try to check the chords again. And also I feel like mixing wise you could kind of glue everything a bit more together. And yeah, that's it with this demo. Oh, Gustavo Andres, you sent me a link which is not working, which is not good, so check your link again. Next demo is by Abra Ibrahim, and we also got a video actually, which is interesting. And that's actually a pretty cool vibe. It's like down-tempo, progressive sort of, which is actually really cool. I've never heard like a lot of this style so far actually. And the drop I felt like it was missing some sub. There was only like the kick drum providing a bit of sub, but like I'm missing like some lower frequencies in the bass line. And also like the mid-range I feel like is too messy, kind of too crowded. So I would try to separate the leads a bit from the chords, so that it's like a bit cleaner. And yeah, that's it with this demo. Yeah, then the next one is by Enma Music called Back Home. Awesome melody, really like this one as well. Just one thing, that ride which you added on every kick drum, it's like way too loud, so definitely reduce this one, because if you would play this one out loud in the club or something, this would really destroy your ears, so definitely reduce that ride. Yeah, that's already like the main issue with this track. I like the rest is pretty solid, I would say. Maybe try to add some more harmony to the drop, like raise the chords a bit maybe, and also maybe add some more ambient stuff to the drop to kind of fill it out a bit more. But other than that, it's a great track. Next one is by D. Venson, and the track is called Your Lie in April. I actually really like the break in this one. I really like that out which you implemented. It's really cool in my opinion. I feel like in the drop the melody is a bit too chaotic, or it's a bit too random in my opinion, so it kind of make it a bit more simple, because then it would be even easier to remember and more catchy. And also I think the leads could sound a little more interesting, like they sound kind of generic, just like some super sauce. And yeah, also it's clashing a bit with the kick drum, so try to make your kick drum stand out a little more by like sidechaining the other stuff a bit more. And yeah, but that's everything I have to say for this demo. This one is by DO10 Demo, haven't got a name yet. Yeah, the approach in this one is cool, but like this one mixing unfortunately needs a lot of work. Like in the drop, the drums are way too loud and the kick drum sounds really woody. I don't know if that's the right word or if that word even exists, but it sounds like really woody, you know, like honky, I think. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like it hasn't got any sub, and yeah, like the clap was just like way too loud. And also I feel like the melody was a bit too chaotic in this one. So I definitely tried to go back to like the initial idea of the track and kind of improve it from there, and then kind of go over to the mixing and improve this one. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this demo. Then the next one is by Jasper Slots Grunt. He's actually saying it's a remix, but I don't actually know the original track, so I hope I won't get a copyright strike. This one has a cool melody, I like this one. I feel like in the breaks the vocal could maybe be a little louder, and also feel like it's clashing a bit with the strings, so maybe try to put a low pass filter on the strings. And maybe also increase some of the highs in the vocals to kind of make it sound more rich and to make like a bit more crispy, if that makes sense. The only thing in the drop I thought was the mid bass was maybe a bit too loud, or it had like too much going on like in the mid range. So maybe try to turn down the mid bass a bit, but other than that, it's also a pretty cool track right here. Next one is by Inferno, but unfortunately this is a remix, so I will not check this one. So please make sure to send me an original track and I will review this one. So yeah, let's head over to the next one. Next demo is by Edsel called Leaving. actually a really cool vibe in this one as well. I feel like the melody is also quite unique. I don't know why, but it has like a unique touch to it, which I personally really like. I feel like the leads are clashing a bit too much with the piano, which you have in the drop. So I would try to separate those two a bit more. So maybe try to like decrease the volume of the piano a bit. And yeah, like in the second break, maybe it would be cool to have some more elements in there, or just like a vocal as a main element. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty cool track right here as well. So this one is by Drag Frost, and the track is called Progressive House Tricka. And this is actually also, again, a really cool melody. This is actually really catchy. Like, this is the type of melody which you don't get out of your head for like the next day. And if you would add a vocal to the breaks, you would have like a pretty cool track right here. I think maybe it's the best one so far, melody-wise. Yeah, maybe like production-wise, I feel like in the drop you could make the lead sound a bit thicker by maybe like adding another layer to it, which plays an octave lower than like the layers that you have right now. Because I feel like it's lacking some of those lower mids, and that's why I think they sound a bit thin. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty catchy track right here, which I really like. So this one is by Strux. I think we actually already had him in this series, which is cool that people are sending like stuff over and over again. Yeah, this one is called Never Gonna Give Up Extended Mix. Yeah, this is also, again, a really cool melody. We're actually getting a lot of progressive house demos in this episode so far, which is really cool. But I feel like production-wise, it's a bit too muddy and messy in the drop and also in the intro, actually. So I would try to maybe EQ out some of those lower mids out of your chords and out of your bassline. I also think with the bassline, it doesn't really kind of suit to like your leads. I think it's a bit too not aggressive, but it has some not so nice frequencies in the higher mids, I would say. So maybe add a low pass filter to your bass line and try to add like another mid bass layer for the mids and highs. And yeah, the chords again I think have like too much in the lower mids. And yeah, with the leads, I feel like I'm not really happy with the sound design, to be honest. They sound also a little thin, but also like too boring, not that interesting and exciting. So if you maybe try to add some more layers to the leads, maybe like some type of string sound or like a piano sound, something which adds like a bit more of a organic touch to your track, I think that would be really cool, and that would really kind of help to make the track even better. Yeah, that's all I have to say for this demo. Next demo is by Visnu Presataya, I think it's pronounced. I have no clue, sorry. The track is called Runaway, which is actually funny because my latest track is called Runaway as well, if you haven't noticed it yet. So if you actually want to check that out, you can check out the first link in the description that will lead to like a fan link to all platforms. But let's check out the demo.
I see the constellations. I will soon be gone. Run away, keep me away. Let's run away, run away. They remind me that I run away.
Wow, that drop is awesome, man. I really like this one. There are three things that I have to say for this one. The first thing is that I think the leads are a bit too quiet in the drop, so I'll raise the volume of those a bit. The second thing is I feel like the bass line has too many low mids, so I would try to EQ those out a bit to make the drop a bit cleaner. And the third thing is I would lower that clock ticking sound which you implemented in the second break, because I felt like it was just too loud and kind of like a bit interfering with the vocal. But other than that, it's also a really cool track. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is by AZ and the demo is called Hold Me. He does not have an Instagram yet, which is no problem. Okay, so yeah, nothing to link right here.
Tonight, hold me.
Actually, really solid bass line right here. I really like the bass line, like that stopping thing which you implemented, which is really cool. I feel like with this one, the vocals are a bit too dry, so add some more reverb to them to just make them sound a little like more real actually, because they sound too unnatural, too dry. And in the drop, which I think is like the main problem with this one, is the lead. So I think it sounds a bit too boring, a bit too cheesy, to be honest. So I would definitely try to work a bit more on like the sound design or the sound selection for your lead layers. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this demo. Next one is by Enverse Music and the track is called Origin. Wow, that's awesome. Really great energy. Also, I really like this more cinematic type of break. I think it's really cool. Like, it's not actually too boring, I would say, in the break, because it doesn't have a vocal, but yeah, like, it would be cool to also have a vocal in this one, but I feel like it's not too boring without a vocal, so it's okay, I would say. And yeah, like in the drop, I would say maybe, or actually not only in the drop, also in the break, the kick is a little too boomy. So I would maybe reduce some of that sub in the kick drum. And in the drop, I felt like it was a little bit too harsh in the high end. So I would try to maybe make it sound a little more soft by reducing a bit of that like nasty sort of high end. And that's pretty much with this demo. Really great demo right here. Awesome energy on the drop. Okay, this one is by Alive. Doesn't have a name yet either. ID. Actually, melody is really cool, but it does remind me a lot of The Wall by Manse. Maybe you were a bit inspired by that track, which is like no problem at all. I feel like with this one, also in the breaks, you could use a vocal again. Because I feel, yeah, it's a bit too boring right now and like too empty. And in the drop, I feel like I'm not really happy with like the sound selection or like the sound design of the leads. I feel like they could sound a little more interesting, a bit more like exciting. So definitely try to work a bit more on like the selection for your lead layers and for like, yeah, like on the overall sound design. Yeah, that's it with this demo. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next one would have been by Kyer, but this one is also a Jonas Aiden remix, so I'm unfortunately not gonna be able to play this one. I'm sorry for this. Okay, this one is by Young Rid called Rushing, and what's interesting is that he told me that he made this one in FL Studio Mobile, so that's pretty interesting. Let's check this one out. I really like the breaks in this one. Has like nice atmosphere, nice vibe. And in the drops, I really like that pitch automation, which you kind of gave to the leads. It's actually really interesting because like, again, he did this in like the mobile version. And like, actually, I also used to work a bit on the mobile version, which is like already 6 years ago or something like that. But it's interesting to see that you can make like such detailed work actually with those like pitch glides in a mobile version. So that's pretty interesting. But I feel like also here I would work a little more on the sound selection. I feel like it's not really that interesting here. It's I don't know, it doesn't stand out for me. And yeah, I think it could just be a bit cooler in the drop. But yeah, like it's okay for now. So let's move on to the next demo. Next one is by Revine, Waiting for You. A great vibe in this one as well. Also has this like emotional, nostalgic vibe, which I really like. In the breaks, it was too loud. Like there was just too much like in the mids in the break, and the vocals didn't really have any space to breathe, and like the track just doesn't have any dynamic. Like you can actually see it in the waveform. If you look at it, it's just like one block, which is not that good. So definitely try to kind of create a bit more space in the breaks, also to have the drop like hit a little harder. And in the drop also here I feel like the leads could sound a little more interesting. So maybe also try to add like some more organic type of sounds, like, you know, like string sound or a piano sound, to make it just a little more interesting. But melody is really cool, and yeah, let's check out the next demo. This one is by Azrex, Miss Me Too. He unfortunately did not link his Instagram, so we have nothing to link here. Yo, what? That drop was sick. I did not expect it to be that good, to be honest. Because I feel like the breaks, they weren't on the same level as the drop. Yeah, I felt like the vocal has like too many frequencies in like the higher mid-range. So I would maybe try to give it a little more body, a bit more low mids. And maybe overall you could raise the volume a bit as well. And actually decrease the guitar which you have in the break, and maybe also put a low pass filter on it, because it has also like a lot of highs which aren't like that nice for the ears. But yeah, that's pretty much I have to say for this one. Like, actually the drop I have nothing to say for the drop, to be honest. Like, drop was insane. Okay, this one is by Eximum, Fall Apart. That's actually also, again, really cool track. Again, progressive house, really like it. I think there are like two things that I kind of noticed or that I would definitely change. First thing is the vocals in the first verse that were panned to like the left side, or is it the right side? I don't know. Like, they were like panned towards one of the sides, which like it just sounded wrong, like it was an accident. So I would try to check that again. And the second thing that I would try to change is like the kick drum. I felt like it lacked some sub, like a little bit body. So I would try to give it more sub, a bit more of those lower frequencies. And maybe a third thing, maybe like reduce the leads a tiny bit, or maybe try to make them sound a little less aggressive maybe. Yeah, like it's actually pretty cool. And it's all I have to say for this demo. So this one is by Gabriel Olmos, ID. This one got loads of energy. Yeah, with this one I feel like the lead, or like the main sound synth which you have in the drop, is a bit too loud, and it's like not that nice for the ears, I think. So I would maybe try to also make this sound a little softer, and also give your sub a bit more body as well. You give your kick a bit more body. Give your kick a bit more body as well. And yeah, maybe also, like, if I wasn't really that happy with the break, maybe try to change it up a bit. Maybe, I don't know, change it up completely, make it different. Yeah, let's move on to the next demo. Okay, there's like no text at all by Neve Kaiser. Yeah, okay, let's check out the demo. I can't play this too long because I actually realized it's also a remix. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about this one. Like, the drop is pretty cool. It's not that unique, maybe I would say. Like, I don't know. And the breaks, maybe the vocal could stand out a little more, but I don't really have to say much about this one. The next one is by Helax again. I think we also already had him. It's actually also a really cool melody, but I feel like with this one the problem is that the breaks are too quiet compared to the drop. Like, the drop is just like way too loud. Like, it's like, it makes you kind of want to turn down the volume actually when the drop hits, which is not good. And yeah, actually I really like the vocals, but I'm not really happy with the EQing of them. I don't know, they sound like too thin also. And yeah, I try to give them some more body as well. And yeah, the drop, maybe I would try to make it a bit less aggressive. Like, I think the leads are pretty upfront, a bit too much in your face, I would say. So I would lower them a bit and maybe reduce some of those highs in the leads. And besides that, I would actually increase the chords a bit, the volume of the leads, the volume of the chords, sorry. And maybe also give the chords actually some more high end. So I would kind of like, you know, change that, like the high end between the leads and the chords. And I think when you do that, you have a pretty cool track right there. Actually, my camera is slowly starting to run out of battery, so I do need to hurry up a little bit. Okay, actually, never mind. I just changed the battery, so we got some new juice again, but let me put you on that tripod. All right, let's continue with the actual video. So next demo is by Zach called WIP. Okay, it's a pity that the track is not fully finished yet. Well, at least that's what I assume, because like it's going into nothing at the end. But I actually really kind of like that change up at the end. So like it's kind of like it builds suspense and you want to know how it continues. But yeah, like it's a cool track. It has a lot of energy. Maybe in the breaks you could implement like that type of darkish space vocal, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what, like a lot of those harder big room tracks have in the breaks. And maybe in the drop I felt like that second acid sound which you have like at the end of every bar, like at the end of the first bar, it's maybe a little too loud. But yeah, like it's not really my genre, to be honest, but for me, like it's okay. Like it doesn't really stand out that much. Like it doesn't have like a sick melody, but it's an alright track. Kissy Music is unfortunately sending a remix, so bro, if you're watching this, make sure to send me an original track. The next one is by Melodix ID. Actually a pretty cool job. reminds me a lot of the like Headhunters Progressive House tracks, which is really cool. And yeah, in the breaks with this one, I also feel like it could use a vocal or just like, you know, like a main element, which kind of makes the breaks more interesting. And in the drops, like the only thing that I'm missing are the chords or like just some harmony in the drop. But other than that, it's a pretty solid drop and yeah, like a pretty solid track. The next one is by King Ayash, not sure how to pronounce your name. I think you also already sent one, which is great. Actually, you're sending two, but to like keep it fair to the other producers, I will only check one of them. So I'll just check the Big Room one maybe, because we already had a lot of progressive house. Yeah, melody is alright. Like I feel like it's not standing out really. Like it's not that unique in my opinion. However, I do like really the change up in the second drop in this one, and yeah, maybe I feel like overall like the high end sounds a little weird. I'm not sure if it's like just due to the bad SoundCloud quality, but I would definitely try to check the high end again. And yeah, what I also really like is like the kick drum and the bass in the drop. It adds some nice energy to it and works really nice in my opinion. Yeah, but overall I feel like it doesn't really stand out that much, to be honest. So yeah, like it's a great track, but it's just not that unique in my opinion. And the next demo is by Glare, but unfortunately he also sent us a remix. So well, if you're watching this, please also send me a origin track. And then next one would have been by Neon Music, but unfortunately you forgot to insert the link in the email, which is not good because I can't check out your demo. And so we're actually now at the last demo, so we're pretty much through all the demos that you have sent me. But the problem is this one is by King Ayush again, and I already have checked one of you, so I want to keep it fair. I only check one like demo for this episode by every producer, because if I check two demos by one producer, then the other one will send like 3 demos the next time. You know, I just want to keep it fair. So you can send in new stuff for the next episode, but for this episode I want to keep it like really fair. I would check like one demo by each producer. And yeah, also one tip I can give you to King Ayush. When you send an email, don't put like several producers or DJs into your line. Like I don't know how to like call this in English, but like you've sent this email to like several producers at the same time, which you should never do. This is like a no-go. So don't do this. Yeah, but that's it with this episode. So I've actually no clue how long this is going to be after like cutting and editing the video. I think I recorded now for like 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours, I don't know. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. Like it's really great to hear what kind of music you guys make, and like I'm really glad to be able to actually do this and to have reached actually those 1K subscribers, because like without you sending all those demos, I wouldn't be doing this now, you know, and that's why I'm really thankful for each and everyone supporting me and my channel and like the content. And yeah, like this is just the beginning of the journey. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned, if you want to kind of follow me on my journey, just hit that subscribe button and like the video if you did like it, and also leave some of your feedback for the demos. And yeah, that's pretty much it with this video. So if you would actually like to submit your own demo for the next episode, send it to djseverman@gmail.com. I don't know yet how I will like continue this series, because like if I get too many demos, I might not be able to like check every single demo. So I will like think about how to continue this series. But yeah, I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.